You know, it's often been said that right-wing males, conservative males, are stronger, fitter, and more good-looking than left-wing males, who tend to be weak, physically unfit, and not as attractive. But what if I told you that science has officially proven this true? A study found that more attractive men are not only more likely to be stronger, they're more likely to be attractive than weak soy boy liberals. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet we're here with Lauren Shen. Here she says on Twitter, attractive people are more likely to identify as conservatives. Is anyone really surprised? Have you seen the average soy boy? She continues, I've actually wondered about this when seeing the Antifa mugshots at Mr. Andy No posts. But what's the cause? Does being unattractive inherently make people more open to redistributive and collectivist thinking? Now, my thoughts on this are pretty simple. In this world, you have survival of the fittest, or at least that's how it's supposed to work. In nature, only the strong would survive and thrive, because I think that the difference between conservatives and liberals is whether or not you are strong or weak. When you're strong, when you're physically fit, you don't need handouts, you don't need help, and you don't need anyone to guarantee you rights. You simply take those rights for yourself. However, when you look at liberals, what are they always saying? Please, I need the government to give me money. Universal basic income. Please, I need healthcare for free. They're always asking for handouts and for help. There's no self-reliance. And we know that right-wing ideology is all about self-reliance. Now, I want to show you this study, and I'm going to show you more articles, more data, proving that conservative men are not only stronger and fitter, but more attractive than left-wing males. But before we get into this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a share. Now, we're going to talk about this study, and I promise you it's going to be hilarious. Here, Rob Henderson says, quote, more attractive individuals are more likely to identify as conservative and Republican than less physically attractive citizens. Now, these results are consistent across all data sets and persistent even when controlling for socioeconomic status and demographics. In other words, it doesn't matter if you're poor, it doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're white, it doesn't matter if you're black. If you identify as a conservative male, you are more likely to be physically attractive. You're damn right. Now, for those of you wondering if this is a legitimate study from a credible school, make no worry. This is. It's very credible. It's very official. It's from the Cambridge University Press. As far as I know, Cambridge is a established name. It's respectable. And this study is legitimate. The title of this paper is Effects of Physical Attractiveness on Political Beliefs. Now, they go on to talk about how physical attractiveness plays an important social role in our daily lives. They're providing evidence that attractiveness stereotypes cause a halo effect. What that means is that if you're attractive, people are more likely to see you as good and having good intentions. That's why whenever there's like a criminal who's really good looking, people are so quick to forgive them. You know, they become famous online because of their good looks. We all remember the felon who women were, gushing over, even though he was a convicted murderer. And, he got a job as a supermodel when he got out of jail. Being good looking is truly the cheat code to life. But who knew that simply being a conservative meant that you were far more likely to be attractive? In short, what they say is that we find that more attractive individuals identify as conservative and identify as Republican. They say that these findings suggest an additional mechanism for political socialization that has further implications for understanding how the body intertwines with the social nature of politics. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually somewhat of an expert in human psychology, as it is a major area of interest for me. It's a huge hobby. I've read a lot of studies, I've read a lot of books, I've done research. While I'm not a scientist, I'm definitely knowledgeable. And my personal theory is that liberals and left-wingers, they just tend to be weak. Now, what do you see the left wing always cry for? Equality. Well, you don't see the right-wingers complaining about that. That's because they make their own equality. They don't ask for rights, they take them. Meanwhile, liberals and left-wingers ask for the government to do everything. Conservatives want smaller government. Liberals want bigger government. Liberals want enforced equality. Conservatives just want equal opportunity. There is a pattern there, and I believe it points to a common psychological profile and a genetic profile. Now, what could be a better example of all of this than the famous Vice article, Gym Bros More Likely to Be Right-Wing A-Holes, Science Confirms. No time to worry about socioeconomic inequality when you've got to finish your reps, brah. Now, this article aged like milk because it really exposes the mindset of your average left-wing soy boy cuck. They're literally making fun of right-wingers and conservatives for being sexy, for working out, and for being gym bros. Do you even lift? Because, your average liberal, your average left-wing male, he doesn't work out. He's not a gym bro. He's not strong. He's probably just a little baby sissy. That's just how it is, If I had a say, I would say that conservatives are tops and liberals are bottoms. So the science confirms that right-wing men are stronger. The article goes on to say that new research from Brunel University finds that physically strong men who regularly go to the gym are more likely to be right-wing and support social and economic inequality than weaker men. That explains a lot. Like Trump's weird grab and yank power handshake, he's just trying to assert supremacy over his fellow uncaring a-holes. Now, Vice is a far-left media rag. Of course, they're going to paint this in the most negative light possible, but what are they really saying? They're saying that right-wing males are just better. They're just better. And, I think the real reason that a lot of these weak left-wing liberal types complain is because they're in... Look, I want to be careful with the words I use, but they're weak. And they know they're weak. They know that on their own, they could never accomplish anything. Why do you think that left-wingers go out into the street in large groups, put on face masks because they're cowards, and then commit crimes, riot, and loot? It's because alone they cannot do anything. How many videos have we seen of these soy boy Antifa members going out picking fights with conservatives and then getting their butts kicked? We've seen it time and time again. They don't know how to fight, they're not physically fit, and they're lame. Girls do not like these liberal soy boys. They will never date them. They always get put in the friend zone. But conservative males, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. So different people will have different theories. Why is it that conservative males are more likely to be strong and attractive? Well, I'm going to read you a few comments. Let's find out what the people think. Bo on Twitter says, "To anyone with eyes, this is obvious. Republicans are a party of people who feel they alone control their own destiny." See, just like he said, self-reliance. This feeling stemming from internal confidence in oneself. Democrats are the party of the underdog, people who feel underlooked for a variety of reasons. And I think he's on the money. I think this guy is accurate. Strong people don't worry about being saved. They save themselves. And they want to be saved. They want someone stronger to save them. Now, the problem with your modern left-wingers is that they become very arrogant. They have superiority complexes. They think they're better than you. Oh, I don't know, because they're woke, because they drink soy lattes, because they're feminists. I mean, the list goes on. But a lot of these people are actually terrible. Studies have found that it's actually liberals who are racist. I'm not kidding. They did a study where conservatives and liberals talked to minorities, and what they found was liberals talk down to minorities. They use small words. It's almost like liberals think that minorities are stupid. On the other hand, conservative people talk to minorities like they talk to everyone. They don't dumb down their language. They understand that minorities are just as smart as everyone else. Now, left-wingers and the Democratic Party will claim that They don't actually believe that minorities are dumb. But look what happens when the mask slips off.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Nathan says, one of the main reasons someone becomes a leftist is that they feel inadequate, so they are lashing out on a pathological level against all of the beautiful things, traditional ethnic peoples and God himself. They want to Mongolize the world as they see themselves, a self-portrait. So what this man is basically saying is that, and I actually think this is a really, really good subject, because you ever notice how so many feminists are, and I don't want to be mean here, okay, a lot of feminist women are not attractive. They're maybe overweight, their looks are lacking. Why would this be? Could it possibly be that a lot of unattractive women with low self-esteem were drawn to feminism, a woke ideology which says that women can do no wrong, women are perfect, blah blah blah, doesn't matter if you're ugly. Yeah, you could easily see these women with low self-esteem being drawn to radical feminism. But the reality is, it's because they feel inadequate that they lash out. They lash out against those who are attractive. They lash out against men. In other words, they're blaming everyone else for their problems. And I think that's the heart of leftism. Blaming everyone else for your problems. Because deep down, you know that maybe you just suck. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the work I do and want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox or crypto. You can also visit my merch store. I'm still selling the Deus Vult Night Classic t-shirt. I am looking to get more designs. If you have a suggestion for a kind of artwork or shirt you would like to see, let me know. Until then, if you haven't gotten one yet, you can still get one now. A link is down below in the description. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.